Welcome to Asian English News Bulletin. This is Syed Mahfuz Zaman Mukhar with our top stories of the day. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today reiterated her call to work together in growing more food, bringing every inch of lands under cultivation to protect Bangladesh from the possible global famine against the backdrop of the Russia-Ukraine war. The Prime Minister was addressing a function marking the World Food Day 2022 organized by the Agricultural Ministry at the Osmani Memorial Auditorium in the capital. Joining virtually the program from her official Gandhibham residence, she also said the international organizations have forecasted that the world is going to face famine and food crisis in the days to come. The Premier said if all the people have attention on producing food, Bangladesh would not face any food crisis, although the world might be hit hard by the famine. In that case, she said, Bangladesh should be able to extend its helping hands to the possible famine-hit countries by giving food assistance. Brunei Darussalam Sultan Haji Hassan al-Bolkiah left Dhaka this morning after concluding his 3-day state visit. A special VVIP flight carrying the Sultan left Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport at 9:20 a.m. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen saw him off at Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport. The minister also handed over an album to the Sultan containing photos of his state visit that ended Sunday evening. The two countries signed 4 bilateral cooperation documents, including a memorandum on energy cooperation after his official talks with the Prime Minister on Sunday. Amid heavy security and monitoring, the voting in the district council polls has ended peacefully. The voting began at 9 a.m. and continued till 2 p.m. under the supervision of the Deputy Commissioners, according to the Election Commission. Chief Election Commissioner Qazi Habibul Awal and other election commissioners monitored the district council polls through CCTV cameras at the Election Commission headquarters. The voting was held at 925 booths in 462 centres across the country, and 60,866 voters were eligible to cast their votes. The votes were taken by electronic voting machine. Meanwhile, the Election Commission had deployed 7 members of the law enforcement agencies at each polling centre. RAB arrested a fugitive convict who was sentenced to lifetime imprisonment in a case filed over the murder of Bishwajit Das 10 years ago. Musharraf Hussain alias Abdul was arrested around 6 a.m. yesterday from Gulshan area, said Fazil Haq, Senior Assistant Director of RAB 2. Hailing from Kisharganj area, Musharraf was absconding since Bishwajit was hacked to death in broad daylight by Bangladesh Chhatra League activists on December 9, 2012. The victim was on way to his tailoring shop at Shakari Bazaar in Old Dhaka during a countrywide road blockade program by BNP. In 2013, Dhaka Speedy Trial Tribunal sentenced 8 accused to death and 13 to life imprisonment. The convicts later appealed against the verdict. Now going to the internationals, an Australian economist jail in Myanmar has been moved from the isolated military-built capital to a sprawling prison in Yangon. Sein Turnell was working as an advisor to Myanmar's civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi when he was detained shortly after the coup in February last year. In September, he and Suu Kyi were convicted by a closed junta court of breaching the Official Secrets Act and jailed for 3 years each. Turnell, the first foreign national known to have been arrested following the February 1 coup, was in the middle of a phone interview with the BBC when he was detained. Now sports. George Munsey's unbeaten half-century and some inspired bowling helped Scotland crash 2-time 2020 World Cup champions West Indies by 42 runs. Munsey's 52 balls of 66 last with 9 boundaries steered Scotland to 160 by 5 after being put in to bat first in the opening round match in Herbert. Munsey finished with a flourish as he hit 3 fours in a 15-run 20th over from Odean Smith. In reply for the West Indies, Kyle Myers started aggressively with 3 boundaries but mistimized a hit to be caught out by Munsey's off-space bowler Josh Davey. Scotland's bowlers kept chipping away as the rest of the West Indies batting caved in despite a valiant 38 by Holder, who was the last man out. This is it for now, and stay tuned with Asian English News Bulletin and visit www.asiantvonline.com. Take care.